Everyone and welcome along to round 13 of GP5 season 9. We are here at Imola, which is also known as Autodromo International Enzo Edino Ferrari. The circuit was started constructing in 1950. It was finished by 1952, and the first Formula 1 race took place in 1953. We raced here this year, where Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton tussled into turn 1. It was also the same race where George Russell and Valtteri Bottas tangled as well. So we already have some cars coming out on track. It seems like the Alfa Romeo of Gilbert. I'll just enable the tire details. The track looks dry for now, but it is a bit cloudy, so let's hope it stays dry throughout the session. Coming through Umbrella chicane. It's a very fast left-right corners. It's a very fun and flowing track. You need to find a rhythm to navigate through this track. So we've got 13 drivers tonight, a bit low on attendance, but hopefully we should be back to our normal numbers from next week. So we've got Gilbert, who's about to start his first flying lap. Coming across the start finish straight. He breaks at the 50-meter mark through Umbrella chicane. Coming up is Variant Villeneuve. Which is again another fast left-right corner. Coming up is Tosa, where Michael Schumacher and Juan Pablo Montoya had a famous tussle over here. Next is Spiritella, which is a fast right-hander. He tries to keep it on track. Next is Aqua Minerali, which is again the first right is pretty quick, but for the second right you need to slow down a lot. And the most trickiest chicane of the track, Variante Alta. And now is going towards the final set of corners, which are popularly known as Rivazza. And that's a lap done. So let's see what Gilbert sets. And he sets a 18.8, which is provisional pole. I think it's Mark Verti who's coming up next. Mark Verti sets a 19 flat, so it's approximately 2/10 separating both the drivers. Was it Durant who was coming out? Oh, I think he's starting a lap. I think the next driver on a flying lap is the Bear. No, he seems to have invalidated his lap. Let's follow Gidgelodian, who's got purple sector 2. Coming across Rivazza now. And just to keep it on track on the final corner, it's very easy to invalidate at the final corner. And he goes pole with a 117.2, almost 1.6 seconds clear of Gilbert. So I think that's the provisional pole at the moment, and that's the time most drivers would try to beat tonight. Coming up, Fanny Lane is on outlap. The Bear Seems to be on another flying run, but there's a Haas giving him a lot of dirty air at the front. Hopefully it's not impacting him much. Let's follow Tim. As he sets purple sector 1, so Tim showing some promising pace over here tonight. Hopefully he's not too close to the Aston Martin in the front. Otherwise he'll be picking a lot of dirty air. Keeps it nice and tidy through Aqua Minerale. He goes purple sector 2 as well, so this is looking like a promising lap. He takes that chicane beautifully. Variante Alta, as they call it, coming across Rivasa now. Keeps it within the track, takes a bit of curb, gets a nice and clean exit through there. So Paul Durant at 16.9. What does Tim set? Tim sets 17.7, so I think he seems to have lost a bit of a time on the final sector. But yeah, good lap from Durant. We missed to capture it on our camera, but yeah, brilliant lap from him. He's almost 3/10 clear of Gichlodian. Let's see, Fanline is on a flying lap. He is, and he goes pole with a 16.4. That's a cracking lap from him. Almost half a second clear of the next fastest driver. Talking about Fanny, he's shown promising pace in the quali throughout the season, but it's the race that actually matters because you get points for the race, and his race consistency is something that he needs to work on, and I hope he really comes out good today. He's currently P11 in the standings. I think Tim is coming into the pits. Most cars into the pits now. Fanny line should also be on his in lap. Let's see if Scooter Clem. No, Scooter Clem has invalidated as well. So hopefully one more week till we have the special Red Bull livery, and I think by the next game update the livery would be gone. So whoever wants to take photos or videos, make the best use of this 1 week. And as Scooter Clem comes in at Baker Ride heads out, and there's Alfa Romeo in front of him. Is that Mohammad Gunnar? Yes, Mohammad Gunnar setting a 17.9. He's currently 1.5 seconds from pole. The field is pretty spread out at the moment. But Paul Durant has a chance of beating Fanny's time because he's set his time on mediums. No, I don't think so. He's set it on mediums. Let me have a quick look. Yeah, so he has set it on this. I think he has set it on the softs as far as I remember. And is heading out now on medium, so that's why we have the medium tire marked over there. So let's get to Mohammad Gunnar, who's approaching Rivasa now. Trying to warm up his tires. Right, so Mohammad Gunnar on his flying lap. Let's see how it goes for it. Coming across the start finish straight. Tries to stay as close to the wall as possible. Approaching to umbrella chicane, braking at the 50-meter mark. Takes it nice and tidy, not taking too much curb and still maintaining the pace. Coming across Villeneuve chicane now. Surprisingly, it still says he's on his out lap, so I'm really not sure if that's still the case. There's Alfa Romeo that gets out of the way. Yeah, I think Mohammed Gunnar is lagging a bit on my screen, so maybe he's not on his out lap. So let's see what time he sets. Coming across the final set of corners, he seems to have invalidated and he lets the Alfa Romeo through. Next up, we have Durant, who's also invalidated. I think behind him there's nobody else who seems to be on a flying lap, except Baker seems to be on a flying lap. Takes it nice and easy through Variante Alta. Approaching Rivasa now. Two consecutive left-handers. Keeps the car on track, nice and smooth. He sets 18.5, so I think that was not his hot lap, so maybe he's going on another hot lap now. Let's try to get across. Let's go on board as Vicious Vicar, starting a new flying lap. Tries to stay as close to the wall as possible. There's a slow moving Alpha Tauri. Gets out of the way in time, but it definitely must have put off Vicious Vicar a bit. Coming across Villeneuve chicane, takes a bit too much curb there, must have unsettled the car, but he continues nevertheless. Coming across Tosa now. The fast right-hander Peritella. Double apex right-hander Aquaminerali. Slows down the car enough and has enough grip to get a very smooth exit. Coming across Variant Alta, I think he's taken that chicane very beautifully. He must have gained a lot of time there. He should be definitely improving on his 1 minute 19. Approaching Rivasa now. Another double apex left-hander. And he sets 1:18.5, so he's almost improved by a full second. Good lap from Vicious Vicar there. Who else is on a lap? Mohammed Gunnar is on out lap. Scooter Clem has set purple sector 2 and he is going strong, but he's got two slow moving cars in front of him, so hopefully they don't impede him. Approaching Rivasa now. And he sets 1:16.1, so that's provisional pole for you. That's the time you have to beat to get pole today. It's 1:16.136. There's Alfa Romeo that takes out the brake markers. Gidlodian seems to have invalidated. Shizkar should be coming into the pits. No, he's setting another lap. And he improves by 8 tenths. He sets a 1:77. I think the field is now coming closer, especially the bottom 5. The bottom 5 and top 10, it's very close. They're all separated by 7 tenths. So let's go on board with Fanila and let's see if we can beat the 1:16.1. Takes too much curve there, but still no invalidation, so kudos for that. He's half a second down on his best sector times. Because should be coming into the pits, or he will be taking off too much life from those tires. Yes, he does come into the pits. Cale Gilbert, who is a 10th up on his time, seems to be improving a bit. He could potentially move up to P9 maybe. Furthermore, if he improves more. Approaching Aqua Minerale now. Carries good speed there and still keeps the car within the track limits. Seems to have lost a bit of momentum through Variant Alta, but he carries on. Coming across Rivasa now. Oh, and invalidated the final corner. Very unlucky. We have now entered the final 1.5 minutes, so yeah, I think it's a good call from him to stay out on track, because he wouldn't have had time to change tires and go do another out lap. Let's see who else is on a timed lap. I don't know. It says Mohammad Gunnar is in pits, but he is out on track, so I'll just ignore that. Fanny Lion is a 10th up, so he's looking at least a 16.3. Fanny Lion, the Bear goes into P2 with a 16.274. So that's a very good lap from him. I don't think he's coming out anytime now, so that's qualifying done for the top two runners. Can Fanny Lion challenge the top two runners? Can he get provisional pole over here? He improves by 10, so he secures P3 for now. It's up to Mohammad Gunnar if he can beat it. No, he doesn't seem to be doing that. We've got Gichlodian, who is on his final run. No purple sectors there, but almost matches his best sector time. Coming across Aqua Minerale now. Gets a nice and clean exit through there. He goes purple sector 2 and is half a 10th up on his best time, so he's at least looking at a 16.7 over here, but it would be only good enough for P7. He needs to find a little more time through Rivasa now, and maybe find another 2-3 tenths to challenge P5. Let's see what time he sets. He goes he just some 16.8. It's only good enough for P7. Tim setting a 17 flat. Gilbert not improving currently, but let's see if we can pull off some miracles through the last set of corners. Oh, he's all over the place. He's not enjoying the car. So that's qualifying done for him. So that's qualifying done, guys. It was an interesting quali with lap times improving as the track got green. Scooter Clem saving the best for the last. So I think somebody came into the top 3. I'm not sure who, but I think it's P. Durant who came into the top 3. I think the lobby needs to wait till the timer goes out. So yeah, let's wait for the timer to go off, and then once the session ends we could do the final rundown. I think we might have a lobby restart. Let's look at the comments in the meantime. Yeah, so Mohammad Gunnar has left the session. Lobby seems to be back on track. So yeah, let's do a quick rundown of the drivers. We got Scooter Clement P1, Durant P2, The Bear P3, Fanny Lane P4, Gunnar P5, Matt G P6, Gitstoden P7, Beckeroyd P8, Forward 24 P9, Fitzvika P10, Gilbert McWerty, UK underscore Seahawk, IO P11, P12 and P13. Alright, so we are at the lobbies, back on track. Turning off telemetry, tire data on, and gap is interval. So we got Simo has joined us on track. We got UKC Hawker, who's making his debut for SFR tonight. He couldn't set a time lap in the quali, unfortunately. So all drivers outside top 10 except Simbo starting on the mediums. The rest of them, for obvious reasons, are starting on the softs. Scooter climb coming across the final set of corners now. Alright, so the leaders have now joined the track. The last set of cars are forming up at the back. Let's see, the timing screen has glitched, but I'm sure we got 3, 4, 5 red lights and no red lights, it's green, and Scooter Climb gets a very good start. I think there's a bunch of cars that have tangled at the back, but nevertheless Scooter Climb gets a very good launch, and both the Aston Martins driving in formation, closely followed by Fanny Lyon and Gijlodian, and then the Mercedes of Madji, followed by Baker and Vicious Vicar. Simo seems to have made up some good number of positions at the start, almost gaining 5 positions. Tim again, his run of bad starts continues. Gunnar seems to have joined the track back. He tries to have a look down Mark Verti. I think we missed some action over here, because I think it's possible that both the Aston Martins tangled and Scooter Climb is off to a flyer over here. He's currently 3.7 seconds ahead of Fanny Lyon. Loading, chasing down Fanny Lyon over here. Matt J is dangerously close to Paul Durant now. Yeah, Justin, I think both the Aston Martins had a moment. I think I missed that on the camera. I was watching what was happening behind, but it seems like both the Aston Martins, they had a moment, and the Bear seems to be the bigger loser over here. So both Mark Verti and Gilbert in the pits, they are both on the soft tires, which is interesting. Fanny Lyon building a gap to Gijlodian over here. Currently the field spread out a bit, except for the battle for P4 between Baker, Durant and Madji. So DRS is now enabled, so all those within 1/10 of the cars ahead should be able to get DRS. Scooter Climb's lead is currently constant. He's not pulling away, so the instant between both the Aston Martins seems to be helping him out a bit. Baker will have DRS on Gijlodian. So we are seeing a DRS train form over here, which is being led by Gp4 Matt G desperately trying to get into this mix. He has fallen back a bit. So both Mercedes running P6 and P7. Currently the closest battle on track is between Durant and Bakeroyd. He seems to be gaining quite a bit. Both cars have DRS. I don't have the telemetry info to see how much battery these guys are deploying, but just not enough to make the move on Bakeroyd over here. The Red Bull seems to be carrying a good straight line speed. I think as long as Bakeroyd keeps getting DRS, as long as Gp4 keeps pulling these guys ahead, I think this DRS trend would remain like this. Bakeroyd gets a 3-second time penalty. Let's have a quick look at time penalties over here. So the Bear currently 10-second penalties, hopefully that can be removed. And UK Hawker and Bakeroyd on 3-second penalties each. And we have a yellow. That's a slow moving Gilbert. Scooter Clem currently steaming away with a lead of 3.9 seconds on Fanny Line. Fanny trying his best to keep up with them. The deltas seem to have reset again. Forgive for the timing glitch, but yeah, I don't have the time intervals at the moment. But this seems to be the most interesting battle on track at the moment, led by Fanny Line and Gidge. When Fanny Line gets a 3-second time penalty, Simo gets a 3-second time penalty. So yeah, there are time penalties being showered everywhere. Oops, and there is a stricken Alfa Romeo. It's again Gilbert. He's not having the day that he wants. Back to the action at the front. So yes, the deltas are now back. Matt G a bit too far, not with this DRS train, but I think this has actually become a fight for P2 now, because all these 4 cars essentially within the DRS of each other. So Fanny, Gidge, Bakeroyd and Durant all fighting for P2 at the moment. What a yellow in sector 2 again seems to be Gilbert. The cars are now getting closer now. Just give me a second. Alright, so the Bear overtakes Imo. He's up into P9 now. UK Hawker has left the session as well. Durant is now very close to Bakeroyd. Bekroyd defending for his life from Durant over here. And Sputaclem now, he is now into the time penalties as well. So Gage, the only driver in top 4 to not have time penalty. He is generally a very clean driver and he's very consistent. So I think he should be doing the entire race without time penalty. Durant gets a nice exit through Variant Alta. Bekroyd tries to go down the inside on Gijlodian. Gijlodian can't defend, he doesn't have DRS, and Bekroyd gets into P3. So all top 3 drivers now with time penalties. The Bear making another move on Tim. So he's now up into P8. His next target is Vicious Vicar, who's 2.4 seconds ahead. Durant staying in the hunt, he's following Gage as close as possible, getting all the slipstream and dirty air that would be hurting him in the turns, but he needs to be within that delta to make good use of DRS. I'm not sure if Gijlodian tires have started to drop off or what, but he seems to be struggling a bit. Durant will now have DRS. Let's see if Gage has DRS as well. Yes, so both the cars have DRS. Bekroyd gets the move done on the outside. He's now up into P4. So Bekroyd now targeting Fanny line. No, I think the move was not done yet. So Durant is still behind Gijlodian. And Bekroyd now on the gearbox of Fanny line. Fanny line going off track a bit. Gijlodian will not be having DRS this time around. So let's see if Durant can get the move done on Gijlodian. So we've got a car coming into the pits, and that's Fanny line. So let's see if Durant can get the move done, and he gets the move done effortlessly. So he's now up into P3. Let's see what tire Fanny line is putting on. He's putting on the mediums. So hopefully that race to the end now for Fanny line. Let's see if the undercut works for him. Durant now trying to attack Bekroyd. Both the Red Bulls now currently leading 1 and 2. Durant within half a second of Bekroyd now, so he should be getting a nice and clean exit. He should be able to make good use of DRS when he comes across the start finish straight. He's already within 2 tenths now. Will he try to make a move before the DRs. But I must say, he's well placed to make effective use of DRs. I just hope Bakeroyd doesn't get a double overtake done over here, because even Gichlodian is dangerously close to Bakeroyd. So P. Durant gets a move on Bakeroyd. Gichlodian also tries to have a look, but he is not close enough. So that's P. Durant up into P2 now. Let's see if we can bring the gap down to the leader. He's got 21 laps to bring that 5.8 seconds gap down. Currently the battle for P3 is still on, with Bakeroyd and Gichlodian within half a second of each other. We got Vicious Vicar who's behind the Bear, and the Bear has moved up to P5, so that's a good recovery from the Bear. He was P10 at one point. So Bakeroyd is outside the DRS of Durant, so he won't be having DRS, but Gitch will be having DRS, so he should be able to make good use of it on the start finish straight. So both the cars into the pits. Both of them should be going on to the mediums. So let's see what tires Red Bull is putting on. So Red Bull is on the mediums. Gauge loading on the mediums as well. So yeah, sorry, I think I left the penalties for far too long. But yeah, so Gichlodian on the hards, this is interesting. So Gichlodian on the hards, Matt G is on the hards as well, and Tim is on the hards as well. He's still not finding grip on those hards just yet. So top 4 are yet to pit. Top 4 are yet to pit. So the leader now comes into the pits, Scooter Clem. P. Durant is also in the pits. Let's see if the Bear comes into the pits or if he continues. He might have to continue, else the pits might not react to him in time and he would lose time in the pits. So yeah, the Bear does a smart thing by continuing. Scooter Clem comes out of the mediums as well as P. Durant. So the Fanny Line gets the undercut working for him. He makes the move on P. Durant, but P. Durant on fresher tires would be able to put the pressure back on Fanny Line. Let's see, and elsewhere we got Bakeroyd on Matt G, very close. He's within 4 tenths. So is P. Durant on Fanny Line. So most overtakes are happening on the start finish straight, so that seems to be like the mantra for overtakes. Stay as close to the car as possible and make good use of the DRs. P. Durant now within 4 tenths of Fanny Line. He should be able to overtake Fanny Line this time around. The Bear is now into the pits. He goes for the mediums. And P. Durant moves into P2. The undercut not working quite well for Fanny Line over here. The Bear now comes out in P7. He's currently 21 seconds behind the leader. So let's see if he has served the 10-second time penalty. No, he has not served that yet. So I think that will get added to his race time. But yeah, he gets another 3-second time penalty now. So he has got a big ground to cover up over here. The field spread out a bit. Currently the closest battle on track is only Baker and Gajlodian. So Baker gets the move done on Gajlodian. He now moves up into P4. I think just by the difference in tire deltas, the bear should be catching up in the next 8 laps or so, 8-9 laps. Durant trying to attack Baker at back. Currently, that's the closest battle on track. He's trying to stay within the DRS zone, but he's currently not within DRS, so he won't be getting DRS this time around. So he's past the DRS detection. He's past the DRS detection zone, so he won't be having DRS this time. Scooter climb at the front, driving comfortably in clean air. So is Paul Durant, who's also got the leader is facing inside, so he's got no dirty air to affect his driving. Yeah, so the bear is currently taking out approximately 1 second from Matt J every lap. That's the kind of race that he's got. It's a shame whatever incident happened on lap 1. We couldn't capture it, unfortunately. But yeah, I think he would have been right there in the mix with the top 3 or 4 guys had that incident not happened. And they could have effectively pressurized Scooter Clem. We got Mark Verti who's coming into the pits. He's done 13 laps on the softs and he goes for the mediums as well, so the final 16 laps would be on mediums for him. Durant improving the time to Scooter Clem by marginally. Alright, so the field is now spread out a bit. Baker at 1.5 second behind Fannyland. So let's have a quick look at the penalties over here. So all the top 7 drivers have 3-second time penalties, and Vicious Vicar is not within those 3 seconds. So he needs to cut down the gap to the bear over here if he wants to improve his position into that P8. Okay, so now Baker gets another 3-second time penalty. to that 6-second film. So currently Gijlode needs to ensure that he doesn't fall beyond those 3-second gap that he has currently, else that's P4 out of question for him. Simo get a 5-second penalty for corner cutting. I think we've got a good helicopter shot over here of Fanny Line. Approaching Aqua Minerali. Durant is currently 4.8 seconds behind Scooter Club. Nothing much happening on track at the moment. Only 12 drivers and they're all spread out. Bakeroid seems to be coming back at Fanny Line over here, so let's see if we can get within the DRS zone. So yeah, Bakeroid is now within DRS now. So this should be interesting for the next couple of laps to see if we can get closer to Fanny Line. I think he's passed the DRS detection zone and I didn't see the delta coming below 1 second, so I think he won't be having DRS this time around, but if he can stay within the, but I think he's within touching distance. Fanny Line seems to be carrying good straight line speed. His car pulls almost 2/10 on the start finish straight. Bakeroid also has fresher tires compared to Fanny Line. His tires are 2 laps younger, so he would be having a little extra grip over here. Oh, and Fanny Line has lost it. This was just what I was saying, that his quali pace is good, it's exceptional, but he lacks that consistency in race that he needs to work on. I hope he doesn't stay there for too long, otherwise he'll get disputed. Yes, he's back and running. I think that's a shame that he fell from P3, P2. Oh, it's a real shame. So both the Red Bulls now on the podium, with Aston Martin splitting both the Red Bulls. Durant has cut down the gap to Scooter Clem by quite a bit, by almost 1 second. I think the next 10 laps will be interesting. He needs to improve by at least 3/10 every lap to catch up to Scooter Clem. Got Fanny Line who's coming into the pits. Tim is now into P8. Tim and Vichasika are doing a race of their own. Final line has left the session, not quite the session I wanted. He was running good in P2, P3. It's really unfortunate. Elsewhere, we've got Gage was 1.5 seconds behind the bear. Those mediums should be having an advantage over the hards, but Gage seems to be gaining slightly on the straights. Maybe he's running a little less Thompson. So Matt G is currently into P4. Let's have a look at the time penalties again. So, yep, Gage has got 6 seconds of time penalties, and he would be hoping to not get any more penalties from here. We've got yellow. I think that's Gage who's had a moment. He's dropped to P8 now. Yeah, so he's dropped to P8, P7. Sorry. He's got his teammate slowly coming behind. I think once you go off track, it takes a bit of time for the tires to come up to the temperature again, and we need to be careful to not overdrive the car during that period. The bear currently 4 seconds behind Matt G. He will be looking to get up to P4. So Gage has put on a set of brand new softs. He will be chasing down Imola. It will be his first target. He's got 8 laps to go, so maybe he can try to target Tim as well, because the brand new softs, he's only got 8 laps to do, so they should be at least half a second to 1 second quicker than mediums. He's already behind Simona. Simo losing a bit of time to the variant Alta. Gage currently half a second behind Simo. He will be having DRS this time around. Let's see if he can make the move done on Simo. He's already 2 tenths behind her. Simo comes into the pits. So yeah, Gage has got DRS. No one else in front of him. So the next couple of laps would be a lonely drive for him. Simo comes into the pit, serves the time penalty. She moves on to the softs. I think Durant might be running out of time over here to catch up to Scooter Clem. He is bringing the deficit down, but just not quickly enough compared to the number of laps remaining. We've got the final 7 laps over here. Currently judging by the penalties, it seems like most drivers would stay where they are. Yes, the Bear has the 13-second penalty, but still the Vicious Vicar is far behind, and I think that time penalty will be removed. So I think that's effectively a 3-second time penalty. I might be wrong, but that's just the way. That's just what I feel. I'm not sure if Scooter Clem is struggling or what, but Durant has gained a good amount of time this lap. He's covered almost 4 tenths on Scooter Clem. So we might be having an interesting race finish over here if Durant can keep up this pace. Durant sets the fastest lap. He will get that one extra point. With 5 laps remaining, Durant is 2 seconds behind. He would need at least half a second each lap to cover on Scooter Clem. Similarly, the Bear seems to be losing some grip on his tires now. He's not closing up to Madge the way I expected him to. Booner gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Gap now down to 1.8 seconds. He needs to find another 8 tenths from somewhere. Then he can get within his DRS and put pressure on him, put pressure on Scooter Clem. Scooter Clem had a pretty much lonely race and he's now got company in Durant. So Durant now within DRS of Scooter Clem. Scooter Clem seems to be struggling a bit on those tires, but Durant right on the gearbox of Scooter Clem. I really didn't think he would close up so soon, but I think Scooter Clem kept making mistakes under pressure. We could effectively see the lead change this lap. And Scooter Clem has lost it coming across Variante Alta, and Durant goes ahead. But it's Scooter Clem who would have DRS now, and it will be interesting to see if he can make good use of DRS. So half a second behind Scooter Clem with DRS open, getting all the top speed that he wants. Goes down the inside. Retakes the lead, so we have to wait for another one lap to see who comes out on top. But this is going to be an exciting finish to this GP5 race today. Both drivers pushing it to the limit. Durant following Scooter Clem, following his racing line, trying to get as much tow as possible. It's Durant who would have DRS this time around, so let's see if he can make good use of it. We got Mohamed Gunnar who sets the fastest lap. Unfortunately, he won't be getting the point since he's outside the top 10. So final 3 laps over here. Oh, Durant just not enough. He was just not close enough to get the move done on Scooter Clem. It's also possible that Scooter Clem is discharging all the battery that he's got. This is going to be exciting. Now the last thing that they want is a time penalty for one of these two drivers. Let's have a quick look at the position changes. So the biggest gainer over here is Bakeroyd with 5 positions. The biggest loser however is Mohamed Kunar, who's lost 6 positions. Simo as well has made up 5 positions. So quite a number of drivers who have made up positions. Back to this action on track. We got Durant who's 3 tenths behind Scooter Club. He should be having the R's this time around. Let's see if he can get the move done. He goes down the inside. Scooter Club has to do the position this time around, but if he can stay within DRS, he would be able to take the lead back on the final lap. So now his job is to only stay within the DRS, nothing else. Elsewhere we got the Bear who is closed up on Matt G. He's currently 1.6 seconds behind Matt G. Scooter Clem is falling behind a bit, I think almost 9 tenths now, which might not be enough with DRS. You might not be able to overtake a car with DRS and you're that far behind. So let's see what happens. Scooter Clem should be having the DRS flap open, but he's quite far. Durant effectively leading the race on the final lap. Can he keep it clean and not make any mistake and come home? We've got the Bear who is now close on the heels of Matt G. He will try to put all the pressure that he can. He will be having DRs. Can he make good use of it though? Again, just like Scooter Clem, he is a bit too far behind, so it might not be enough to make a move. Oh, and the Bear gets pushed wide a bit. That was quite nasty. Hopefully no accident there. Both the drivers are safe. Okay, so now it's the leader who's coming across Rivasa. Final couple of turns before he can start celebrating. So it's Durant from Aston Martin coming across the track to secure P1. Next across is Scooter Clem, who's secured P2. Then we got Bakeroyd, who's 17 seconds behind. Who's coming across in P3. So both the Red Bulls, P2 and P3, it's a double podium for the Red Bulls. Matt G finishes in P4, the Bear finishes in P5. Uh, Next across, coming across, we have Vicious Vicar, P4 and P6 for both the Mercedes. Next we've got both the Alpha Tauris of Tim and Gichlodian. They're both trying to get a photo finish over here. So that's our race done. That was a very interesting race, especially thanks to Scooter Clement P. Durant for that final finish. So let me do a quick rundown of the final standings. So we've got P. Durant who's finished P1. We've got Scooter Clement in P2, Bakeroyd in P3, Matt G in P4. A brilliant recovery from the bear after the initial crash, P5. We've got Vicious Ricard in P6, Tim P7. He started 9th on the grid. He's loaded in P8. He had an unfortunate crash, else he would have been up there in P4. Then we've got Gage who's in P8, Simo in P9, Mark Puerti P10. Mohammad Gunnar with a fast lap is P18. Unlucky for Fanny Line again, he was running well. P12 for him. P13 is UK Seahawker and P14 is Cale Gilbert. So that's your host tonight, Sony Cock, signing off for today. We've got a GP4 race that's running currently, so if you got the time to watch it, please do. You must be seeing the stream on our channel. We've got 2 races happening parallelly. So until next time, we will be out in Russia. Russia is our next track. So see you all till then.